Welcome back, you toy fanatics, to another episode of El Chizzo Reviews. Yes, I haven't been getting them out as frequently as I would like. First of all, I want to apologize for that. But... Sorry? Part of you's just gonna have to be off screen. But for the most part, I can only review when I have toys that are review worthy. But don't worry, after Christmas I'm gonna have a lot of great toys on the way, so you can expect review after review for that. Anyway, today we are looking, as you can see, at a very wobbly Mega Force Black action figure. They don't really have like an official toy line name like a Figure Art would. They're just cheap little fun givers. Now this one does come with a card, but it just gives off the generic Go-Go Mega Force sound you would hear if you used it in tester mode, so let's not bother with that. But first we'll look at the molding. As usual with these American toys, he is overly muscular, when really for the most part Rangers should be very slim. He does have some articulation to him. Let's just move some of the stuff on his belt on the way, which we'll actually cover in a little bit. He does have almost 90-degree angle hip joints, a little more than 90-degree angle knee joints, and some calf articulation, although it doesn't do much. In the arms, as you can see, unpainted, is a couple of swivel joints, so that it doesn't really make up for not having a bicep swivel, I'll be perfectly honest, but it's a cheap American toy. What do you expect? 90-degree elbows and wrist articulation, which I actually didn't expect on this cheaper Americanized toy. Same thing on the other side. He doesn't have any torso articulation, but he does have some neck articulation. He can turn his head left and right, but if someone tries to attack him from above, he's basically screwed. I'm looking at paint apps. You can see he's cast in, well, the lower half of his body, the legs, are cast in white plastic, but the upper half, I can't tell if it looks like it's cast in black plastic, all except for the joint pegs here, with painted gold details. On the gloves it is painted black. If we look here, hold on. It's not... Well, it's kind of metal flake, although in a very finite detail. Let me get my thumbs out of the way. I'm sorry, monster hands. It's very simple, but what did you expect with an American toy? His hands do have like the basic glove molding in them, and as I said, overly muscularized, and for some reason they thought it necessary to put a serial number on there. Maybe it's part of a contest. You can see in his helmet that they did mold in the snake and visor as well as the mouth and painted over that. They didn't have to do that, but it was a little attention to detail. And if you look close, you actually see the Gosei symbol just on his helmet in perfect detail. Well, not perfect, but close enough that I appreciate it. However, the toy doesn't stop there. He comes with accessories. First ones you'll see are on his belt. His Gosei blaster with the most generic header I can think of. Doesn't even have eyes. But it does unpeg, and if you look, it's a little replica of the Gosei blaster hip clip. Now his hand, it does take some working, and I'm afraid I'm gonna bust something when I do this, but only when you shove it in. Then it fits very nicely, kind of loose but snug at the same time. He can actually hold it, albeit a little bit derpy and crooked, but he can hold it. Can't even put his finger in the trigger hole, which there you go. He can hold it, he can point it, you can, just go all... And if you look to the side, another accessory, the Gosei Morpher in full molded detail, which I was actually really surprised at. It does wiggle, and you can take it out and put that in his hand. but it doesn't fit too well, to be perfectly honest. And it is tight when it's brand new, so if you want to be able to take it out, you gotta wiggle it a lot. Now, he does come with one accessory that the other figures do not, and this is what basically separates him from the rest of them. The Gosei Snake Axe, the Megaforce Snake Axe as they call it, as far as molding goes, well, it's made of a cheap rubbery black matte plastic, but all the details are molded in. If you wanted full color, you'll have to break out the model paint, but all the details are there. I mean, look, they have the back of it, and then they have the place where you put the card. I have heard that you can get the other ones, and these will actually combine into a miniature version of the Gosei cannon. However, I only have this one, so I can't be sure. Christmas present ideas, my friends. Anywho, he can hold it if we just bring him in shot here. We'll peg his gun back into his little hip clip. And he can hold it, albeit loosely, due to the shape of how his hand becomes misshapen after holding the gun. And even then, it's still really loose. He doesn't have a firm grip on it in any sense of the word. It's just kind of... it'll do that. Now, if we zoom out here, you'll notice that it has a very short handle, and I can forgive this because it's a cheap American toy, but he can't dual wield it. So, I mean, you can, if you really fiddle with it, you can kind of make like he's gonna, but it's not a legit dual wield. He's just kind of hanging off the bottom of the axe. And that was depressing for me when I looked at it. I honestly wish they would have done more, but all Americans are cheapskates. We know this. We don't want to spend more money than we have to. I mean, it's like, kids are gonna play with it. No, they won't know the difference. Excuse me, I'm an adult collector, and I do know the difference, and I'm complaining about a children's action figure. So there. Albeit, all in all, though, it's not a bad figure if you just want to use it as a display piece. Just don't expect a lot of poses out of him, because he is a little bit unstable. It looks like you can get a stand for him, though, if you want to make one or buy one, because he does have these holes in his feet. Or if you can just finagle him just so. Let me just arrange him here. Nope, you can't even do that. If you want him to hold his axe backwards, he does actually have a stable hold, but why would he ever hold his axe backwards? So as far as posability, zilch. Display ability, he's about I would give him a C. He just barely avoids being crap. But, you know, he was a birthday present that I got over the summer, and I'm actually really glad that I have him. Just because he comes with the card, and again, the card's nothing impressive. I won't show it, just because it's a rehash of the picture on the red card with the generic Go-Go Megaforce sound. Thank you again for watching. This has been El Chizzo Reviews.